Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Brew Sports. I'm Baxter Colburn. We're excited to have you join us for this first broadcast here live on Brew Sports. So what exactly is Brew Sports, you're probably asking yourself? Well, Brew Sports is trying to change the way people consume their sports information. Everybody loves the sports world, but in today's world, unfortunately, people always want to get sports on the go. They have their favorite app. They want to try to watch things as they're going along. And sometimes people just don't have time to tune in to cable television or everything that's going on. So enter Brew Sports. We are the social sports network. We are changing the game. We are trying to show people that you can follow the sports world on the go, and you can always keep an eye on what's going on. We've got great content for you that's going to be available for you Monday through Friday. You can catch all the daily episodes that we've got going on for you. We've got other great specific shows. And we can kick off the entire week, the entire sports world, the Brew Sports Network as a whole, by welcoming into the very first broadcast, the morning show from 7 to 8 a.m. Central Time. It's called The Morning Brew, and I get joined by my co-host, Jaymee Ebbers. Jaymee, good morning. How are we doing?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's exciting to start this initial broadcast on Brew Sports. It's a little nerve-wracking, obviously, but I'm nervous. Are you nervous?
I'm so nervous.
It's okay to be nervous, but it's exciting though because you get to talk about sports though, which I think
exciting.
which is a lot of fun. So I think to get the first and foremost formalities out of the way, we need to talk about each other a little bit, just to get people, get to know the people, can get to know us. We can get to know each other a little bit more as well too. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and why you love the sports world so much?
Well, my name is Jaymee. I grew up in Sheboygan. I now live in Milwaukee. I've been here for 7 years, and moving to Milwaukee and being in a city that has so many professional sports teams is really what has caught my attention and why I like sports so much. I currently work for the Milwaukee Admirals. They're the affiliate to the Nashville Predators. My title is fan services coordinator, so a lot of it is working with fans, which has also become a huge reason of why I like sports. The relationships built between fans, between players, between teams, it's all something that is so exciting to be a part of, and the community that's built out of it, I think, is really what has kept me excited about it, I guess.
No, I completely agree with you. Yeah, I mean, so aside from the Nashville Predators, do you have any other teams that you follow? We're here in Wisconsin, so are you a Packers fan or
I think that
Brewers?
comes with
not as much as you might think, unfortunately. But
yeah.
I definitely would agree with you about that. I mean, it's assumed. You're like,
right.
Oh, you live in the state, you got to be a fan of that team.
I think my dad might disown me if I wasn't a Packer fan.
Really?
Yeah.
If disownment wasn't an option, would you choose a different team?
Probably not.
No? Okay, that's good. I just wanted to make sure. Otherwise, we might have had problems too.
Fan.
Gotta love Jordy Nelson.
Jordy.
If you're watching, hi Jordy. Good to see you. Good morning. You look good today, Jordy. Appreciate it. Well, no, I'm excited to have you a part of the show as well too. I mean, you and I definitely come from different backgrounds and different walks of life as a whole, but sports is what ties us together
right.
at the end of the day. And I think that our opinions and the way we view the sports world as a whole, I think, is going to really be brought out in what we're doing on the show, I feel like. So just a little background about me as a whole, too. I mean, I've worked in broadcasting for the last 6 years as a whole. I work for Attention Era Media, who is the parent company of Brew Sports that is helping produce all of this amazing content. So a special shout-out to all my Attention Era Media family. Love all of you very much. The sports as a whole, I mean, raised in Wisconsin, love the Packers, love the Badgers, love the Bucks. I mean, I don't know if anybody really loves the Bucks, but does anybody love the Bucks?
No,
I'm sure we'll get some comments about that. But no, it's an exciting day, though. It really is. I mean, I lived in Florida as well for a couple of years. Not a Florida sports fan. I love the weather, but the sports are terrible in Florida. Just going to be honest. Unless you're a college football fan, but my loyalty is with the Badgers, though, at the end of the day. So, but sports is a great thing. But what do you love about the sports world, Jaymee? I feel like we need to get this clarified right away as well, too. Do you love the drama? Do you love the chaos? Do you love the heart-stopping action?
I mean, who doesn't love the drama? That's why people watch reality TV. That's why...
Exactly, yes.
The sports, everything's updating so fast because people want to know all the, everything that's going on. And people are so involved.
Yeah.
Like, they feel that they're a part of the sports, of these teams that they back. So... yeah, I would definitely say probably the drama.
The drama, yeah.
I am a girl, so we like drama.
Be like, can you believe that Johnny Manziel? Like,
right.
I totally understand
Partied
that.
again.
Oh my gosh, and he Snapchatted the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Johnny, use the better filter.
What a millennial.
We are both millennials, in case you were wondering about that. We embrace the millennial tag to an extent. I'd like to feel like I'm a little bit above the millennial
I feel like
viewpoint.
you're pretty hardworking.
We have jobs.
Yep.
We take care of people.
Yeah.
Like, we are not the standard. We're not just on our phones all day. Doing all
half the day.
Half the day, at least. Most of it's work-related, though, so you can't completely be mad at us about
That's
that.
true.
I mean, for me, about the sports world, I guess, I mean, I love the action, I love the drama. I just love the unpredictability about it, and I for so long was a fan, being like, oh, go Packers, go whoever team I'm supporting, but I've learned so much more the last couple of years that you just have to look for the story.
Yeah.
What's the story? You know, like, if... You know, as a Packer fan, if Green Bay doesn't win the NFC Championship game, what's the story? Well, Atlanta goes to their first Super Bowl in X amount of years, or Matt Ryan, you know, who just won the MVP, has an opportunity. So you look at the story more so and figure out how you can convey it, especially in a setting like this.
Right.
Because, you know, we are nationally broadcast. Yes, we are located in Milwaukee, but you know, Milwaukee's not the end-all, be-all. This isn't the hub of the sports world, as much as we like to think about it is sometimes. Welcome back to Brew Sports. I'm Baxter Colburn. That's Jaymee Ebbers. We welcome you back inside the studio as we continue to work with the exciting things that are going on in the sports world. We want to do our Wasted Wednesday segment now, Jaymee. You came up with the idea for Wasted Wednesday. So what exactly does Wasted Wednesday entail? That's not alcohol related.
Okay. I thought it would be a good idea to talk about big things that have happened in the last, I guess, 12 hours since it's 7:16 in the morning.
It is.
Whether it's a hit, someone got dunked on, a big injury, a big, yeah.
Basically anything that can cause fans to lose their minds,
right.
Basically. And
maybe drink over?
Maybe drink over to get, you know, to cope with what's
Yeah.
going on. So last night, if you haven't heard, if you went to bed early like I did because you were trying to, you know, go to work the next morning like a good citizen of the sports world. Kevin Durant hyperextended his left knee during a game last night for Golden State when they were playing the Wizards. Now, it wasn't one of those things where he was diving for a ball and he was trying to be heroic. His own teammate got basically wrecked into him, and then his knee buckled backwards awkwardly. I know, it's just, and it was in the first minute of the game, too. So Golden State ended up losing the game 112-108 to Washington last night, a rare loss for Golden State. But with Kevin Durant being injured now, the Warriors were able to go out and sign Matt Barnes as well too to get him in to help fill the void. But they haven't released an official statement about it yet, Jaymee. But it kind of looks like Kevin Durant's going to be gone for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, you would think. First of all, knee injuries are just.
They're just nasty.
Yeah, they're
you
never
just
good.
Don't ever want to deal with that, no.
Yep, they're painful to watch. I can imagine they'd be painful to experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder when that will come out.
Yeah, the big thing you're trying to figure out really when you look at what's going on for the Warriors, I mean, they've already done a lot this season. I mean, Steph Curry had a really off night the other night, going 0 for 11 from three-point range, which is just something that Steph Curry doesn't do. He set an NBA record, I believe, for missed three-pointers in a game. This is a guy that was, you know, winning the shooting title, that was just scoring baskets from, you know, the other side of the court for fun. Now he's missing baskets. Now Kevin Durant is likely out for a while as well, too. This is a very different Warriors team, and I feel like it really just changes the landscape of what the NBA is at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think that the score was so close yesterday, it almost gives you a little bit of hope for them, that they don't need these
True.
hot shots.
It was the first minute, so I guess, yeah, you basically played the entire game without Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's not like he was out in the fourth quarter.
That's true. No, I completely agree with you on that one. It does make you wonder, though. I mean, with this up and down as the NBA is, and you have these power-hungry teams, you know, like Cleveland, who's, you know, 41-17 overall, and you try to look at what Golden State is doing. They're 50-10, so, you know, they've got at least 5 games on San Antonio, who's in second place right now. So, you know, losing Kevin Durant isn't the end of the world, to an extent. But how long can you realistically afford to not have him on your team, though?
Right.
You know, that's the big thing.
I mean, he did go to Golden State for a reason.
He did. He went to go to win a championship,
yeah.
And people made fun of him for that, too. They're like, why are you going to a team that you can basically just try to win championships at? Were you negative of him moving there? I've always been curious to get other people's opinions, because I have my own opinion, but I want to hear yours about that first.
I mean, isn't that everyone's goal?
To win a championship?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Right.
That's my goal.
I'd probably do
I'm
it.
trying to win a championship. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm with you. Like, you're going to win a championship. Let's go.
No hate for Kevin Durant on this side of the table.
Really?
I'd move. I mean, that's the ultimate goal is to succeed at whether it's your career or you want to ace a test. Like, that's the end goal in the day. So
yeah,
he's just
makes sense.
They want him. Why not?
Yeah,
Right?
no, I completely agree with you on that, and that was my thought as well too. I mean, so many people just barraged him with, just selling out. Basically, like, come on, man! Like, we thought you were this fighter. You were going to just really rise up with OKC and try to win a championship. And he and Russell Westbrook had a great relationship, and it looked like they were going to try to do it the last couple of years. The pieces never were really there, but if you were arguably one of the best players in the NBA and you had the opportunity to go play for arguably the best team in the NBA, and they said, we want you,
right,
which usually doesn't happen very often. Usually there's crazy contract deals or clauses that just don't allow it to happen. Why would you not want to go do that?
Right, and he's been trying with OKC.
It's not like he hasn't.
Right. So I think he's okay.
It's not like he's been sitting on the Milwaukee Bucks this entire career going, gosh, I wish I played for a team that was actually good. He's had his opportunities.
Right.
And now he's actually like, I can get an even closer opportunity.
Yeah.
Would this have been the same conversation had he gone to a team like the Spurs or the Cavaliers? I feel like the Spurs more of an organization now are just kind of chill.
Right.
KD went to the Spurs, been like, okay, he wants to play for the Spurs. Like, that's cool. But had he gone to the Cavs, be like, oh, he's playing with LeBron. Like, he wants to win that championship.
And
wow.
I think it's such a big deal because, again, the whole drama.
Yes.
Like, the fans made a huge deal about it. There was a T-shirt when they went back to OKC that I saw on Twitter that said "coward," spelled with a K, obviously ended with a D, which is funny and clever, and I think it's hilarious.
It
but
does. Did you see the cupcake shirts as well,
it's
too?
rude.
People were chanting. I watched some of this game, too, when he went back to OKC with Golden State, and people were chanting cupcake the entire game. And I'm like, really? I'm like, you guys had so much success with him. And even when Brett Favre left the Packers to go to the Vikings,
right,
people still, for the most part, didn't boo him. They didn't freak out every time he touched the ball when he came back to Lambeau. Yes, there was those diehards that were like, dang you, Brett Favre. I'm not one of those people. I'm like, I get it, Brett. You got to do what you got to do. It's a business, and I think people forget that.
Right. It's their career. It's their livelihood.
If you had the opportunity, if you worked for Microsoft and Apple, who is your biggest competitor, hypothetically, said, hey, we want to pay you more money and give you a better opportunity to be a renowned computer, whatever, would you not want to take that job?
Yeah, I would.
Exactly. I feel like that makes total sense. I mean, to you and I, but it's amazing to me, though, how many people have just crucified him for this move.
Well, I don't think anyone's really backing us to move to Apple besides maybe your wife and my cat. So that could have a big...
Possibly.
But, I mean, even they're thinking about... Wasn't there like a city or something?
Yeah, people want to rename Durant, Oklahoma, because they just don't want anything to do with Kevin Durant in the state of Oklahoma.
He's still a person, like
he is.
Leave him alone.
Like, I mean, if
he's hurt.
Like, if you were Oklahoma, would you rather just have never had him? Would you just have continued to have no success?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm curious about. If you're an Oklahoma City fan, would you have rather never had Kevin Durant and not have to deal with it, or deal with the situation the way it has happened, where you had him, he left in free agency, they had the opportunity to give him money or to match whatever deal, and he decided to leave?
Yeah. You'd have to ask them that. And I think people think, too, because LeBron, like the whole LeBron thing happened so short ago. Mm-hmm. He left Cleveland, came back, the burning of the jerseys.
The decision.
Yeah. That everyone wants to be all hyper about this as well, that everyone was so opinionated on the whole LeBron coming back ordeal.
Exactly, and that's what
to come to a winning team.
Exactly.
Like, it happens.
And that's what some people are saying, too, on Facebook as well. Corey says, well, Favre leaving was just dumb, bad business because he lost the respect of many of his diehard fans. Aaron says it's not like LeBron leaving his hometown, like you're saying as well, too. But, I mean, Kevin Durant, though, was such an integral part of what OKC did. I don't think Russell Westbrook is as good of a player if
without
KD was there to help train him.
Right. And what's the point of you being the only or the top two players in your team?
Welcome back to Brew Sports. I'm Baxter Colburn. That's Jaymee Ebbers. All right, Jaymee, so we just finished getting wasted. I know it's early, but Wasted Wednesday is a segment we like to do, and we're going to continue to do. We've got a lot of different themed segments. Tomorrow we're going to have Throwback Thursday, talking about this day in sports history. Of course, we're going to talk Friday about Flashback Friday, review the week in the sports world. Mondays will be our Monday mixer, shake it here, shake it there sort of thing. Talk about things that happened over the weekend, and then Terrible Tuesday. If anybody hates Mondays, I think people hate Tuesdays even more, aside from the fact that it's one day closer to Friday. So we'll talk about people that are having a terrible Tuesday as well, too. So fun segments that you can get involved with and listen as well, too. Special thanks to everybody that's been commenting as well already on Facebook. Go to the Brew Sports Facebook page and leave a comment there about anything we've been talking about. We had a good discussion in the second segment about Kevin Durant. Adam also wrote in while we were on break. He said, if I was an OKC fan, I definitely want him. It's better to love and lose and to have never loved at all. It's very poetic. Thank you, Adam. Wherever it's beautiful. Anyway, I would agree, though. I mean, not to continue to rehash the point, but I mean, like, I would have rather had Kevin Durant. I would have rather had Brett Favre. Right. Would have rather had LeBron James on my team for years, lose them, and maybe gain that love back. Right. Sometimes, if you love something, you set it free. Maybe he'll come back. You don't know. You don't know if you're OKC, honestly.
Now he's all tainted. They don't want him.
They're all like, we don't want your West Coast, Oakland, Golden, whatever business. I don't know. All right. So the NFL free agency period hasn't officially started yet, but teams have already been making moves, applying the franchise tag, releasing players as well, too. But some of the names that have already come around have people losing their minds. The Vikings declined the option of Adrian Peterson. They decided not to pick up his small $18 million contract. That he would have gotten paid $18 million. How much? Never mind. I'm not going to ask you how much money you're going to get paid this year, but can you imagine being paid $18 million, though, just to work 16? Well, I know people say, well, they work more than that. But really, really, you go to your job 16 days a year.
And they don't hate being a football player.
No, that's the thing.
He's not behind a desk, hating his life. He is.
It's a little different.
Taking a ball and running it down the field.
Now, if you were getting hit consistently while you were sitting behind a desk, that might be. That's why I was a kicker. Because I didn't like getting hit.
All right.
That's why I was fast. That's why I played.
But he also has trained, the last, I'm sure, 30 years to build his body up to get hit. I get hit.
So he's been training since he was 1?
2. He's 32.
2, I'm sorry.
All right. All right.
I mean, he's a strong kid. He's a strong guy, strong overall. But people have been freaking out about this, saying, if you're the Vikings fans, or if you're the Vikings organization, are you just letting the market set the value for him? So if somebody throws a $9 million a year deal on the table, then do you as the Vikings try to match that? Or do you let him walk and say, you know what, Adrian, it's been great. Right. Go do something else because you're old.
I would think.
He's been around the league 10 years now.
I was going to say, he's getting kind of old.
Yeah. So there's that.
2,
there's that.
Is it worth using that much of your salary cap, to be like, hey,
you should.
We like you so much. We could get 2 of you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
2 of you.
3 of you, because
You're right.
the next gets paid what? What did they say? 9.6.
Something like that. Yeah.
So
in that regards, it makes sense, I guess, but. Yeah, I mean, if you're Minnesota from a financial standpoint, you've had him for 10 years, or he'll be going into his 10th year. You had him for 9 good years. He's been with your organization the whole time. Guaranteed, yes, he's been injured for a couple of those times, and the argument that a lot of folks are saying
for another one.
Yes, you're due basically, but people have been making the argument saying, listen, if you are the Vikings and you've gotten this many good years with him, let him go. Try to sign a free agency. Maybe he'll return. But one destination that so many people are so hell-bent on, and I'm okay with this, is Green Bay. Would you want Adrian Peterson in a Packers jersey? Some people. I don't know. Go ahead. I want to hear your answer
I'm
first.
pretty indifferent about it. If it's good for the team, what the heck, right? Again, the end result is to win championships.
Exactly. And Adrian Peterson likely could be one of those greatest players to ever play the game, like Dan Marino,
but
never have a Super Bowl. Doesn't have a Super Bowl ring. Doesn't have Jordy. Doesn't have A-Rod. Doesn't have Mason Crosby. Hey, Jordy, what's up? We know Jordy's watching. Jordy, you can comment below if you want to, Jordy. Just a little quick.
I won't be mad.
And
I won't tell your wife.
Your Travel Wisconsin commercials need a little bit of work, Jordy. But anyway, that's not irrelevant. Maybe we can get I don't even know what is his cereal called.
Jordy Flakes?
Is it Jordy Flakes?
I have no idea. Wheaties, Jordy? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
But I don't own them, in case anyone was thinking that I might be crazy.
Exactly. People are commenting here on Facebook saying that Corey says he'd take AP on the Packers. He'd also take him on his fantasy team, and he does anytime he can. I agree with you on that one. I had Adrian Peterson on one of my fantasy teams last year. Thanks for the 2 games, AP. It was great. I won those 2 games, too, but as soon as he was gone. But he has a lot of miles left in the tank because in 2015, he had all the allegations that came out about everything going on with his child. He only played, he didn't play in 15 games. He was fully healthy, didn't play in 15 games. Last season, he only played in 2 games.
He's only played 19 games in the last 3 years. It's not very many.
Sure, there's been an injury on top of that, but that's a lot of miles left on a workhorse of a running back.
Right. You might as well count him only at a year and a half over the last 3.
Exactly.
Or seasons, I guess.
Exactly. So in that regards, there's a lot of really good things that Adrian Peterson, I feel like, could offer any team. I heard rumors this morning of him possibly going to Denver. I mean, the Giants have also been tossed around as well, too. Buccaneers, there's a lot of teams that you could use a high-caliber running back. Now, if you're Adrian Peterson, you want to go to a team that has the best shots of winning a Super Bowl. You're not going to go to Cleveland.
Right.
You're past the I want money in my career. You're at that point where you're like, look, I have maybe, if I stay healthy, 3 good years. Maybe. Getting past 30 as a running back in the NFL is already a hard enough chore. So if he can go to Green Bay, if he can go to the Giants, if he can go to Denver where you've got those really good pieces around you that can make a push, I almost want to see him go do the whole Kevin Durant thing. I want to see him go to New England just to stick it to the entire NFL. Be like, look, guys, I want to win a ring. I'm going to go to the best team in the NFL.
And then him and Kevin Durant and LeBron are all going to have a party.
Exactly.
They all got rings after
And
that.
Tom Brady as well, too.
Yeah.
I mean, people are criticizing Tom Brady as well, too, because they're like, well, Tom Brady is 40 and he wants to try to win Super Bowl 6. Okay, so what?
Why not?
I don't understand why people think that you have to be so relaxed at this point in your career. Like, he's won 5 Super Bowls. This isn't the playground. You don't have to share the ball, Tom.
Right.
You're getting paid millions of dollars. You're playing. You're doing your job at the best of your abilities. Do it.
Yeah.
And he's doing that
at
a high level.
And he's not slow. Doesn't seem like he's slowing down anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Which, good for you, Tom. I don't even like the Patriots, but
represent.
Yeah.
If I could be performing as well as Tom Brady is at 40, hey.
Right.
I've already got a supermodel wife.
Right.
I've got adorable kids.
Hey, Liz.
Or kid. Hey, Liz. Hi, love. So why not? Why do we get so critical as a society? That bothers me.
Just because people want to start drama.
Hashtag drama. We need a hashtag no drama policy on this.
We'll get
or a drama meter or something.
No drama.
I don't know. Some of the other notable ones too, quickly as we finish up the segment before we get to Alfredo Muente. Jamal Charles was released by the Kansas City Chiefs. He was terminated because he failed a physical. He's had numerous knee injuries the last couple of years. Somebody that, when healthy, again, incredibly talented, but when all these injuries surrounding a player, is it worth the cost? Maybe you get him at a really cheap price if you're an NFL team and say, look, we'll maybe have added incentive layers if you actually stay healthy.
Right, the risk of taking them, is it worth it?
I don't know about that.
You take someone that shows up to work only a couple times, like you're
not going to pay him millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing, too, and we can dive into this at a later time as well, too. I think so many people forget that professional athletes, that's a job.
Right.
I mean, just because, yes, you might work in IT and only get paid $45,000 a year. Yes, I know you're not being paid $18 million a year. Like, it's still a job. Everybody just has different talents and different strengths. Go be a professional athlete if you want to, do that. I mean,
should have started at 2.
Should have started at 2. Adrian Peterson has been having the let's see, it was Jordy's Fresh Farm Flakes. Oh, by the way.
There we go. Thank you.
Is what it's called. So we'll have to see. Aaron also says he thinks Tom Brady is glad that he wants to win Super Bowl number 6. He just wants to see someone stop him. He's a little tired of it though. But he said if he goes for number 6, he'll get a supermodel pregnant again though as well too. So hashtag drama. So you never know. People love the drama apparently. The Morning Brew is all about the drama apparently. So
yes, drama.
Yes. Hashtag yes drama. Some people like hashtag no drama. Jaymee and I are hashtag yes drama, obviously. The final thing, too, Kirk Cousins got franchise tagged as well as Antonio Brown did. Antonio Brown, I think, got an actual contract deal out of it.
4 years, $68 million.
Yeah, if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, he'll be the highest paid wide receiver.
Good for him. I think he deserves it. I think he's the best receiver in the NFL.
I'll take $68 million.
For 4 years. I think the
I'll
bottom
even
line.
take $1 million for 4 years. If anyone wants to throw me
I think the
$1
bottom
million.
line in all of this is that Jaymee and I just like money.
Yeah.
And hashtag yes drama.
And drama.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, we're going to go to a break, but when we come back, we'll be joined by one of our baseball correspondents, Alfredo Muente, to talk about spring training, the World Baseball Classic, and Tebow-mania. We'll talk about that more right after this. It's Brew Sports. Back after this. Welcome back to Brew Sports. We welcome you back inside the studio. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Jaymee Ebbers.
All right, Jaymee. So a good show overall so far. We've talked about Kevin Durant. We are recovering from being wasted, I feel like, in the second segment. And that's easy for me to say this early. I might still be. This is coffee in my coffee cup. With Kahlua. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. Maybe I would. It depends. We'll have to see how the show goes from here. But talked about Kevin Durant, talked about the woes of the Warriors at the moment. We just talked about NFL free agency. A lot of people responding on Facebook saying that, they want the money. They apparently think we should get paid. People love the drama. So I didn't realize, I wasn't trying to turn this into a thing for us to get paid, but I mean, you talk about it enough times, I guess. And people are like, yeah, they should be paid. Give them more money. But, and Tom Brady as well, too. People freaking out about whether or not Tom Brady should win another ring, where Adrian Peterson should go. A lot of great stuff. You can check it all out on our Facebook page and go and watch the past segments. All right, time to bring in our very first correspondent in Brew Sports history. We're going to be talking about the World Baseball Classic, spring training, Tebow-mania, the Cubs, all kinds of fun stuff. And we're going to welcome in Alfredo Muente to the program. Alfredo, good morning, sir. How are we doing today? Absolutely, Alfredo. We are thrilled to have you on the program today. A lot of great things, of course, taking place in the baseball world, as I'm sure you probably know. One of the big things that, of course, is going on right now is spring training. People, of course, are all over the place about it, trying to figure out what exactly is going to be happening, with the teams. Will the Cubs repeat? All that fun stuff. But what are some of your thoughts as spring training gets ready to kick off here shortly? Yeah, and I would agree with you on that one too. I mean, unfortunately, for some reason, Alfredo, your feed isn't coming through on our end for some reason. I hear you completely fine, but your audio is not going through. But to kind of reiterate what Alfredo just said, he was just basically saying that spring training is rolling right now. Some of the games have already taken place as well too, but it's always exciting to see. Baseball is the timeless game, Jaymee, as so many people know, but. Do the Cubs actually have a chance this early on? I don't know if you can fully diagnose a team based off of just a couple of weeks in spring training already, Jaymee.
Yeah, I don't think you can either. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for their fans for last season, but the season hasn't even really started yet. So
it's true. You're absolutely right about that.
There's so many things that can go into it to happen, trades and injuries like we've been talking about, and maybe they're just playing really well because it's nice in Arizona. I don't know.
That is a very big possibility, obviously. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. Alfredo, what have been your thoughts about some of the stuff that you've seen in general, though, some of the main storylines that have been taking place? Yeah, and I would agree with you on the whole pitch clock, honestly, and the intentional walk sort of thing. I mean, I think that's, now, and correct me if I'm wrong, too, the fact that you can literally just basically hold up 4 fingers and be like, yeah, we're not even going to bother pitching to him, just take your base, basically, and move on. Is that right? Sure, sure. That's interesting too, because the intentional walk. I mean, you're saving maybe 30 seconds of a game. Maybe we already know there's 18 total minutes of gameplay that take place anyway. When you really break down a 3-hour baseball game, but I don't know, Jaymee. The intentional walk sort of thing, or the pitch clock. I mean, I know people are getting a little fussy with the slowness of baseball, but are these the right things to keep people engaged with the game?
I don't believe so. I mean, everyone goes into a baseball game knowing that it's pretty lax. You can get up and get a hot dog. You might miss something crazy. You might.
Maybe.
You probably,
maybe another pitch or two
right,
you might miss.
Right. I think it's lazy.
Yeah.
Maybe. I like it better than them starting the extra innings on the second base.
Agreed.
But, I mean, that's like being like, hey, basketball, we don't want it to go into OT.
Yeah.
So let's give you 2 free throws, and if you make them, game over.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I mean, I guess with us millennials,
Embrace.
we are impatient. So maybe that's it. You know, hockey went to 3-on-3 in their OT, and then shootout rather than 5-on-5. It goes quicker. People are scoring more. So I get trying to shorten baseball because 13 innings is.
Do we need to make baseball great again, Jaymee?
We do.
Has baseball ever been truly great? No, I don't want to take anything away, of course, obviously, from those that have thought it was. But Alfredo, I mean, unfortunately, like I said, your audio, unfortunately, has been a little all over the place on our end. But can you shed a little bit more light about the craziness of Tebow-mania that's been going on? I know he's not even in the major leagues, but he's playing in the Mets organization, and people have already had a lot of good things and just controversial things to say about him already. But what have been some of your thoughts about what Tim Tebow has done already this baseball preseason? I heard that he might jump up to AAA just for more of a ticket sales sort of a thing, but he's not a high caliber baseball player in my opinion. Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. No, I completely agree with you. And as a whole, Tim Tebow, I think, has always been such a giver, such a servant, really, to the people. Even when he played football as well, too. And that's a whole other conversation that you can go on too about how people have criticized Tebow for his Tebowing, for his prayers, his religious things that he's done, and even criticizing his play as a quarterback as well too in the NFL. But this is just another guy, and you can take it all back again to just being a professional person. If you are a musician and you do fairly okay, you don't ever get that big label, and you're like, you know what, I'm actually a really good dancer, or I've always enjoyed dancing, and you go and try to make it in dancing, and people maybe make fun of you if you're like, well, you were a musician, man, why are you trying to be a dancer? Like, anything is possible. I mean, if you have talents, why not try to do it? I used to be a very successful underwater basket weaver before I went into broadcasting, and people made fun of me for that. Now here I am in broadcasting, and people are still critical of me. But that's the way it works, I feel like, though. But Alfredo, before we let you go, briefly give us the rundown of the World Baseball Classic as well too. That's coming up here in the next couple of days. Ah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yep. Oh. Awesome, well, Alfredo. We look forward to getting more of your thoughts as the World Baseball Classic gets a little bit closer. We wish you safe travels down there as well, too, for the Group C play, and we look forward to having you back on the show again soon. All right, sir? We appreciate it, Alfredo. All right, there goes Alfredo, our first correspondent on the Brew Sports Network. I'm not sure how much of that you actually were able to hear because we are still in the process of beta testing some of this stuff. So apologies if you only caught snippets of what Alfredo was saying. But your brief reactions, Jaymee, before our final break here.
I mean, if we're going to talk about Tim Tebow,
do you like Tim Tebow?
you know, I think he's great. I think he's great for the people that follow him, right?
Okay.
I think he's a little much, but that's just me.
Is it Tim Tebow or is it the media that makes him too much?
Good question. I'm not a big fan for an athlete to play both sports. I don't know why.
So the whole Bo Jackson thing
like,
or Michael Jordan thing?
Yeah, so like Tim Tebow looks like a football player. He's a big
does.
guy.
Yeah.
Typically, baseball players are a little more slim unless you're a
Agreed.
Prince fielder. Then you just have rocking that dad bod. So I think that he is just awkward out there. I don't know. And I was reading up a little bit too. His mentor says that even like his swing, like he's a little too cocky with his swing. Like he's uppercutting it rather than like hitting for hits. He's hitting for home runs. And like I feel like maybe that's him overplaying.
True.
Like, ugh, I am this good. I can do all this stuff because I'm Tim Tebow. He's a great reporter. Like he's great on ESPN.
He's a
or
good
whatever,
interview,
you know?
yeah. I mean, that's the thing, though. He's got 3 different careers. He played football, he's playing baseball, and he's also an exceptional broadcaster as well, too, for the SEC network.
Yeah, has anyone been like, hey, Tim Tebow, like, you suck on TV.
I haven't really heard anybody.
Right, so just stick with it. Just stick
Broadcasting's
with that.
not a bad thing, and I feel like he's probably getting paid less to play baseball than he does to do broadcasting. But he still is doing both, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I think he should stick with broadcasting.
I would agree with you on that one as well, too. All right, let us know your thoughts in the comment feed below. Special thanks to Alfredo Muente for joining us as well, too. We're going to run to our final break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the show and see what other things might be brewing in the sports world that we can talk about before we head out. She's Jaymee, I'm Baxter. It's the Morning Brew. Back with more right after. Welcome back to Brew Sports. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Jaymee Ebbers.
All right, Jaymee. So an exciting show here as we kick off the Morning Brew for the very first time. A reminder for everybody as well, too, you can watch the Morning Brew 7 to 8 a.m. Central Time live right here on the Brew Sports Facebook page. And you can also catch the show on demand as well, too, if you're not able to watch the show live. We've had some really good comments so far as well, too, this morning. People have been chiming in, sharing their insights about Tom Brady, about Tim Tebow, about the sports world as a whole. A special thanks to Alfredo Muente in our last segment for jumping on. Apologies for the audio being a little wonky with him in the beginning. I promise he was exceptional.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows his stuff, really sharp guy. We're excited to have him back on again as well, too. The World Baseball Classic, I've always been curious. It's basically the World Cup, using me as a soccer guy, the World Cup of baseball. Obviously, the World Baseball Classic. I've never gotten into it, though. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm not a big baseball fan as a whole. That could be my crutch at the end of the day, is that, some people are saying it's kind of why I don't get into the Olympics sometimes as well, too, because I'm like, I don't care about gymnastics that much. I don't care about figure skating that much. Huge respect for anybody that's an Olympian in anything.
Right.
Even badminton. You're still an Olympian. Like those people have
Got that on
insane
your
reactions.
resume.
Like going into a job interview, what have you done? I'm an Olympian gold medalist for badminton. Okay.
Neat.
Here we go. Come on in.
Right.
You can be our next rocket scientist. Well done. I don't know. You never know. But is the World Baseball Classic under-promoted? Is the World Baseball Classic underappreciated outside of the baseball circles?
I mean, I don't watch it. Again, I'm not, like you, not a huge
I truly
baseball
didn't know
fan.
when it was.
Yeah,
Until I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, March
didn't
6th to the 22nd.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
Really?
I mean, like coming up.
And that's not a bad thing. That just speaks to the fact that people just sometimes just don't know about some of these things.
And I mean, at my desk every day, I have ESPN, Sports Center, like whatever's brewing, and I never hear
Well
about.
played. That's not what you did there.
I never. I mean, they haven't even really talked about opening day that much, or not opening day. I'm sorry.
Just spring training as
Yeah.
well.
No. So maybe that's it. They have bad marketing, or because all you people heard about Brew Sports.
Hey, well done. But I look at this too, because you look at the fact that people are writing about it. I mean, CBS Sports is talking about it. Seattle's writing about it, obviously for the Mariners. But some people are saying that how Israel might be able to be a surprise in their debut in the World Baseball Classic. Traditionally, I feel like that would be a huge thing, but it doesn't make it. I mean, and some people have the same thing about the World Cup for soccer too when that takes place.
Yeah, I don't really watch it unless my friends are like, "Hey, let's go, let's go do this." But I watch hockey, like the Hockey World Cup. Like, I'm watching that. So
is it called the World Cup of Hockey? I forget what it's called.
World,
World
and then there's
Ice
like
Classic.
and then there's juniors and World Juniors and
all
I
that
watch
fun stuff.
all that. So
I don't know. All right, Jaymee. So before we run today, what were some of the things we talked about today that you just want to get you've had more time to let it simmer and think about? We've talked about Tebow. We talked about Kevin Durant. We've talked about the offseason in the NFL, free agency, all that fun stuff. Is there anything particular that we covered that you're like, you know what, I gotta get this off my chest?
no, I think I got all my opinions out there.
Well, yeah, and I think that for a first show overall, I think things flowed pretty well. I mean, we still got some stuff to work on, but we're going to be back here again tomorrow as well, too.
We will be back, same time, same place.
We're excited. She's Jaymee Ebbers. I'm Baxter Colburn. Thanks so much for watching the first broadcast ever on Brew Sports and the Morning Brew as well. We'll see you guys back here again tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Time, live on Brew Sports. Have a great rest of your day.